everybody. This is John Shin coming back to you with another great question that we get really all the time. We have agents that call, people that call us and want to know if they can switch Medicare supplements. Of course you can. Then the big question is, do they have to go through underwriting, through medical underwriting, to switch from a Medicare supplement to another Medicare supplement? And of course the short answer for that is yes, you can do that. As long as it's been long, if it's been longer than 6 months since you had your current Medicare supplement, you will need to go back through what we call underwriting, which is really very simple. It's just a series of questions that the new insurance company is going to want to ask you. There's no blood tests required. There's no urine tests. There's no physical examination. It's all very simple, simplified underwriting, they call that. But before we get into that, so the simple answer to that is yes, you have to do that if you've had your current Medicare supplement longer than 6 months. Again, it's very simple though. So let's talk about some of the reasons why people want to switch Medicare supplements. And one of the big things that we hear is that the rates are just too high. Someone 70 years old, let's take a 70-year-old female who may have taken out a Medicare supplement 5 years ago. And now we're down the road 5 years, and these plans go up a little bit each year. Some plans go up a lot, but most go up very moderately, just a little bit every year. That's a whole nother subject. But so the rates may have gone up, and it's possible for someone to save a lot of money. It's not unusual for us to see people saving $100 a month on their Medicare supplement, if you can believe that. And all these plans are identical, so you know that a Medicare supplement with company A that has a plan F is going to be the same benefit design as company B. The big difference can be service, the quality of service that you get from the insurance company, the quality of service that you get from the agent that you took the plan out with, and then 3, the rates. So those are just big differences that people want to change. You really don't have to have a reason to change. You can do that. And you can do it any time of the year you want to. But we get back to that original question, the reason for the video today is, do you have to go through underwriting? And the short answer to that is yes, but it's simplified underwriting. So let me talk just a little bit more about these rates. These rates are set usually by the State Department of Insurance, but they vary greatly. And like I said, we use technology to help us determine how much they are. So we know exactly what company A charges and what company B charges for, say, a plan F or a plan G. So we can help that. That's proprietary software that an experienced agent would use. Another reason people change Medicare supplements is because the service that they receive from the insurance company is poor. It could be that they have a poor phone system. So you call in, everybody's called in and waited for lengthy amounts of time, sometimes as much as 30 minutes or even an hour to get in touch with somebody. That's just unacceptable, if you ask me. So people can change for that reason and do want to change, or they finally get somebody on the phone and they have a hard time understanding. Maybe this customer service rep doesn't speak good English, and that's unacceptable. There's a reason that you're set and you're passed around until somebody finds out the right answer. So that'd be a reason why somebody would want to switch, and is a reason. We have lots of people who switch for that very reason. Another reason is the agent that signed them up, the agent that took their application, provides poor service. We call that agent. Rule of thumb with us, if we always return calls within 24 hours of that call, but that's actually borderline. You may have an agent who provides you poor service. They don't answer your phone call at all. Or maybe you don't have an agent. Maybe you bought that Medicare supplement on the telephone. You were watching TV one night and a commercial comes across there to sign up for a big nationally known company, and you just sign up online, or you sign up. We hardly ever recommend that. We think you need an insurance agent. So let's say you actually have an insurance agent, and that agent can't answer your questions. Let's say they specialize in automobile insurance, or they specialize in group health insurance, or some other type of insurance. What you're really looking for is a very knowledgeable agent to handle your Medicare supplement or your Medicare Advantage plan. But we're talking about Medicare supplements today. So what do we look for? I want to touch base with you just a little bit on what to look for in a good agent. This would actually be another video, but it's a question that we get all the time. One is I think you want an experienced agent in the senior market. You never want to sign up or have an agent do your enrollment when it's his first or her first time to actually ever do that. Or let's just say, so what I like to look at is an agent who has several hundred policyholders. And I would just ask them that. They've had plenty of experience to see different scenarios. I like to see an agent who's contracted or who can represent multiple companies. What does that mean? I would say somewhere between 5 and 10 different insurance companies, and we are looking for that because this agent may be selling in different parts of the country, and these rates vary geographically, and they vary numerically, and so you want an agent who really knows what they're doing. I would actually ask an agent for their references. Do you have anybody else who you've done business with who could vouch for you? Just like if you were enrolled, just like if you were interviewing someone to clean your home or somebody to wash your car, mow your yard. Just anybody. If you were looking at a doctor, I'd want to know who this doctor's treated and how well they've treated those folks. So I would ask for those things. I would also ask for training and licensing credentials. I would want to see that this agent has been through Medicare Supplement training, that this agent has credentials with the state that they work in, and then their verification on maybe the various trainings they've done on Medicare. But I would not buy my Medicare Supplement from the guy I buy my car insurance from. I just don't do that, and I don't think it's a good idea. I wouldn't buy my Medicare Supplement insurance from someone who sells individual health insurance under age 65 unless they did a lot of that. So back to the original question, do you have to go through medical underwriting to switch Medicare Supplements? And again, the answer is yes to that. Again, I just want to encourage you to shop a lot, and ask if agents have the technology today to be able to give you different quotes from a lot of different carriers. Okay, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.